You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show.
Broadcasting live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
This is sports talk for the people.
Follow Stewart Media and Entertainment right now on Facebook to stay connected and locked in for upcoming events like the Couples and Cocktail Series, viewing parties, and much, much more. Up next, get ready to ride raw with the Doug Stewart Show.
This is sports talk with hot sauce, Texas Pete hot sauce, the Doug Stewart Show.
Exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Yes! We're doing some huge things here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the Doug Stewart Show, and the biggest thing being broadcasting other shows. That's right, we're executive producing other shows and playing them on my network. You may have a fantastic show or podcast, but do you have listeners? We got listeners. Over 9,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show on the Spreaker platform, as well as over 200,000 plus listens to the network itself. So here's what you do. Go to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and search the Doug Stewart Show or Stewart Media and Entertainment and get all the details. Or just hit up the producer, Tree at TreeAtTheDougStewartShow.com. That's spelled Trei. Tree at TheDougStewartShow.com, and come and do business with us on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes! From sporting events, concerts, and plays, Gistix has the best tickets for them all. The owner, a veteran and military spouse, founded the company set on delivering affordable prices for all the top events. Also, they sell 100% authentic signed memorabilia and quality fan merchandise. It's a one-stop shop for fans. Gistix was founded in 2014 by 4 fun people with military and DoD backgrounds that are fans of everything entertainment. They work hard at helping fans like us discover tickets for live entertainment at a great price, providing hard-to-find authentic sports items and merchandise. And they offer Easter eggs that give fans additional opportunities to purchase unique items. Active and non-military members receive an additional discount on event tickets and fan merchandise items as a thank you for your service. Again, Gistix is founded by fans, and they listen to other fans to understand the importance of service, price, and quality across the board for entertainment, memorabilia, and merchandise. Check them out at Gistix.com, spelled Gistix.com. Again, Gistix.com. That's Gistix.com.
Doctor, this is the mayor talking.
All right.
Doctor,
Come on, what?
always do the right thing.
If you came here to hear for fake, you are in the wrong place. We are for real around here. We keeps it real. This is the Doug Stewart Show, the livest, the realest, the trillest sports talk show in America. Are you not entertained? This is Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete hot sauce, the Doug Stewart Show. Yes! Game time. Yes, sir. Y'all wasn't supposed to hear that. But anyway, what's happening? Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. This is a Wild Out Wednesday, and oh boy, got a lot of great things we're going to get into today, as we do every single day right here on the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Bring that beat back one more time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bring it back. Oh, man, we gotta figure out these mic issues, man. Hey, thank you so much for joining your folk on the Doug Stewart Show. This is a Wild Out Wednesday once again. Shouts out to all of the Stewies, everybody already in the chat room. Really appreciate the love. Really appreciate you joining in today on the show. And if you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, man, trust me, you found the place. You have arrived Yes! Yes, sir. It took you long enough, but you have arrived, man, to the most interactive, the most fun, the most entertaining sports and guy talk show in America. It's kind of like barbershop talk, but it's a little bit more controlled. You know, ninjas don't want to fight. For the most part, you know, it's kind of like you in your boy's basement or under the shade tree if you're in the country or whatever. That's what this show is all about. A couple of things you need to do if you're new to the show is you need to follow the show on Spreaker.com. There's a little follow button. You click on that. So whenever a show goes live on the network, you will be alerted. And then you also need to hit the little chat bubble and join in all the chat. We have the best chat room in America. Yes, sir. Its inhabitants are called the Stewies, and I actually call it the fantasy island of sports and guy chat right here on the Doug Stewart Show. We read a lot of your chat messages. We talk about birthdays. We do top fives once in a while, and even if you're really lucky, I mean, I haven't done it in a couple of days because it's just been a lot of stuff going on. I've been very busy. 2 Live Stews, homecomings, and all of that type of stuff. But even I even sing for y'all. That's right. I know you didn't mishear me. Every once in a while, if I'm feeling it, and if I'm feeling real good, man, and I hear something that inspires me, I go back and sing one of the hits, one of the R&B, usually R&B classic hits on the show. I've been blessed with the gift of song. The Stewies know it. Everybody in the chat room will tell you about it. And we have a great time around here, man. And if you're lucky, I even bless you through song. That's right. That's right. All right, so obviously we're going to touch upon the World Series last night. Interesting story coming out of there. Kind of heartfelt story coming out of the World Series game, one of the World Series between the Royals and the Mets. We'll talk about that. First night in the NBA? Yes! Oh, I watched me some basketball last night. Now, my intention was to stay up and watch, the late game between the Warriors and who did the Warriors play? And the Pelicans. I watched like the first 5 minutes, and then when I woke up again, it was the end of the third quarter. So that I knew, hey, it just don't even matter. I'm old. I'm tired. I got to go to bed. I got a long week ahead of me. So I went to bed. So I didn't really see the late game, but the Golden State Warriors won. We'll talk about that a little bit more in depth, obviously, today on the show. Also, since the NBA is starting, and I guess technically we should have done this yesterday as a show and as followers and listeners to the Doug Stewart Show, we should kind of do the traditional sports talk thingy where we pick who we like to play in the NBA championship and who we like to win it. So today, I'm going to tell you who represents the East and who represents the West and who's going to win it all this year in the NBA. I'll tell you my thoughts on that today, and I can tell you right now, that crap I pulled with the college football championship, when I picked Georgia Tech, that is never, ever going to happen again. I can tell you that right now. Or me trying to take a flyer and trying to be cute or whatever. Now, if you listen to your boy over the last 15 years, you know that I pretty much, for my preseason picks, have been, I took stable teams. I took teams that odds were that they, were going to make some noise that season. No, not this time. The one time I go against that norm and picking the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Now, it made sense at the time. I'm going to continue to say that. The one time that I go outside of the norm, they pull a Georgia Tech on me. So that ain't going to happen. So I'm going to tell you right now, the teams that I'm picking are teams that just about everybody in America that knows anything about basketball are picking, but we'll talk more about that later. I also want to get your thoughts on that on the chat room on Spreaker.com. Who do you like to represent the East and the West in the NBA Finals? Who do you think wins it all this year? We'll talk about that a little bit later today. Also, some news and notes from the world of the NFL and a lot of fun conversation here on the Doug Stewart Show. That's what it's all about around here. Sometimes we get serious. Sometimes we talk about issues. Sometimes we talk about social issues as well. But most of the time, man, it's nothing but fun. And oh, yeah, if you're new to the show, Respect the host. I know, shut up. Shut up, studio audience. My studio audience is very belligerent sometimes. Respect the host. I mean, sometimes, man, cats get, they get out of control and they start to feel themselves, man, and they start to disrespect the host. We're not going to have that around here. Just a reminder, just a disclaimer out there, okay? Because over the last couple of days, some guys have band together. They wear blue and white. They band together. All right, I'm just playing, kind of, sort of. Shouts out to the Sigmas listening to the show, man, on the Doug Stewart Show. I kid because I care. So I'm sure you've heard the story, man. Edison Volquez last night, pitching for the Kansas City Royals, and really, it depends on who you listen to. Either he finds out before the game or he doesn't. The Royals keep it from him. Ned Yost says that he was told and the organization was told not to tell him that his pops had just passed away. So he goes out and pitches, not great, but he pitches pretty decent. The Royals find a way to come back and win this game. They beat the New York Mets last night 5-4, winning the first game of the World Series. Congratulations to Kansas City. Long series, though. So there's been a lot of conversation on radio and TV about the ethics of journalism and reporting. And I say to those people talking about that, I mean, 9 times out of 10, you don't got no damn ethics. And you don't got any compassion for some of the stories that you talk about, where a lot of times it's a personal matter. A lot of the stuff that they post, man, and that they talk about on radio and TV, a lot of stuff is TMZ stuff. It's almost like there's a delineation between TMZ and quote-unquote news agencies. ESPN should be on a different level than TMZ or World Star or something like that. But that whole line is becoming more and more blurred. It's all about sensationalism. It's all about getting clicks on the story on the internet. And so I heard these cats talking about this morning. It's never stopped you before in trying to get clicks. It's never stopped you before on what you should do in a personal type matter like this in an issue. So there's a lot of talk about that, and should the news or the media, if they had wind of it, of the guy's father dying, should they have reported it? Is it their duty as journalists to do it, this, that, and the other? I don't know about all of that. I know that a lot of times that doesn't come into play ever. So, why was it different last night? So really, there's not really been any talk or response from Edison Volquez on the story. We're waiting to hear that. He actually left the game early. I guess to go check on his family, obviously, but condolences to him and condolences to his family. The Royals, at the end of the day, they do get a win as far as sports is concerned. They do get a win. Even with that great pitching staff, most people think that Kansas City is their second year back to the World Series, think that this year is going to be the Royals' time to do it. First time since, 1976? Or maybe before that. I'm thinking about the 76 World Series between the Yankees and the Royals, where Reggie Jackson had the 3 home runs. They didn't win that series that year. So the Royals haven't been in this position in a long, long time. A lot of people feel like that this is their year. So congratulations to them last night on Game 1. All right. Listen, I mentioned the chat room earlier, which is real cool, and you'll see. Stick around. You'll see we'll start to read some of your chat from the chat room. That's what makes this show totally interactive. But you can still call the show old school style. Yes, sir. Yeah. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me. That's really older style. Okay? You can email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. But the bona fide, the easiest way, and a lot of you are at your job, your boss is hovering over your back like a helicopter boss, is just to hit me up in the chat room on Spreaker.com. All right, when we get back from the break, man, the first night of NBA action, oh boy, and it was fantastic. It was. So we'll talk some NBA, and coming up, man, we'll also give you my thoughts as who's going to play in the NBA Finals. It's not going to be a shocker. I'm just going to get you ready for it right now. Shut up! I took a flyer on Georgia Tech, and I'm never going to do that again. Yes, sir. Hey, so don't go away. Keep it locked. This is The Doug Stewart Show. We're back. The Two Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on WGST. It's sports talk with hot sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen at Hagen-Law.com for making it happen.
640 WGST in Atlanta. Search 640 WGST on iHeartRadio worldwide.
Yes! In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number one independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your number one advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975 and work it out.
If you're not stewing, what the hell are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show. Wild Out Wednesday. Do me a favor, man. You know DJ Bing, the DJ for the Two Live Stews tailgates every week for the past 10 years. His wife is doing a walk for breast cancer tomorrow. Well, I guess technically you should say that, a walk against breast cancer tomorrow, man. Support her in her cause. Go online and check out her page, the number 2, cute, 4, the number 4, cancer.com. That's 2cute, 4, the number 4, cancer.com. That's the number 2, the number 4, 2cute4cancer.com. Support DJ Bing and his old lady. Hey, before I forget, today we are not airing the Kicking It with Kesey show today or the Poe Politicking show today. We normally do that on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. Had a scheduling conflict today, and you know we're running a very small operation here in relative terms. We're doing big-ass things, but in relative terms, we have a very small staff, so we had a scheduling conflict today. But actually, I think this might even work out a little bit better. So tomorrow we will air both the shows at 12 p.m. directly following my show, the Kicking It with Kesey show. And then at 1 p.m., we will air the Poe Politicking show right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes, sir. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. We'll do some birthdays in the next segment. We'll also get to some of your chat, some of your thoughts about the world of sports. I'm taking your thoughts as far as who do you think will play in the NBA Finals this year. And who do you like to win it all? I mean, I guess technically, once again, we should have did it yesterday because last night was the first night. So we'll do that today, have a little bit of fun with that. That's what traditional sports talk shows do, and so we're no different around here. We ain't the Lone Ranger, so we'll do that today as well. All right, last night, man, tough night for the Hawks. Home opener. And the strange thing about this, now listen, I've been in Atlanta for 20 years, and I always talk about that. I've been in Atlanta for 20 years, and it seems like every year the NBA gives the Hawks a real ishy schedule. I mean, raggedy at the beginning of the year, where usually we're on some long West Coast road trip or something like that, man, and we start up behind the 8 ball. But this year, the Hawks won over 60 games last year. This year, I think they're starting to get a little bit of love, so we get a home game on the home opener on the first night of action in the league. Usually that's reserved for, like, the Lakers or the best, players team in the league that year, like Cleveland or whatever, and Cleveland did play last night. But the Hawks played on opening night at home. So I thought that was real significant. And just like the Hawks normally do, man, a lot of times over my 20 years here, man, they disappoint. Hawks go down to the Pistons last night, 106-94. This is a guy, man, who I was targeting in a couple of my leagues, but I didn't get a chance to get him. I really had a tough draft. The guy drafted right before me in both leagues that I was in, or in this one particular league, on the Yahoo League. He didn't draft. So the computer was picking for him. The computer picked all the damn players that I wanted. But anyway, Dennis Schroeder, man, 20 points, 3 boards last night, 4 assists, 2 steals, had a great night. I tell you what, man, I don't know if the backcourt is big enough for him and Teague, but Schroeder is the real deal. I absolutely love his game, man. So in a loss last night, Schroeder has a great game. Andre Drummond, 18 points, 19 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Has a complete game last night. Maybe we're sleeping on Detroit, and this early. Marcus Morris, solid. The Ilavosa kid, I believe that's the way you pronounce that name. I'm sorry if I didn't. Andre Drummond, obviously. Reggie Jackson, now healthy for that team. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, small guard. He has a great game last night as well. He scores 21 points. Very, very evenly spread on how the production came out last night for the Detroit Pistons. So good win for them at the start of the season. Also last night, Game 2 NBA action. You had the Cavaliers taking on the Bulls. In a close game, which you would believe it would. The Bulls at home do win 97-95 over the Cavaliers. LeBron James, 25 points, 10 boards, and 5 assists. Here's the thing that I came out of that game thinking, and you tell me if you agree or not, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. If you're in my age, you remember this. Very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Disconcerting that LeBron James is on the sideline laying on his back. And that reminds me so much of the great Larry Bird at the end of his career. And I talked about it yesterday. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I talked about it yesterday how, when these GMs had this little poll thing where they picked Anthony Davis, and I think LeBron James was like the 4th or 5th fantasy draft player this year. He wasn't number 1. And I'm going to guess he's been the number 1 fantasy rated player coming into the season, for the last 10 years? Huh? Not the case. And we see it faster with some players more than the others. But when I saw LeBron, every time he went to the sideline, laying on his back, looking at the rafters, that kind of put me in the mindset of Larry Bird. And when Larry Bird was at the end of his career, he had the back issues. LeBron's taken 2 injections in his back already within the last year. Maybe we've seen the best of LeBron James. And I know that's blasphemous to say. But Yeah, we've seen this many times before, and I keep bringing up Larry Bird because he's the most prominent, but that's what happens when you're an old basketball player and we are not the same player anymore, running up and down on that court night in and night out. And LeBron's always been a guy and on a team that's going deep into the playoffs. So he's played a lot more basketball than a lot of average guys in this league. Not only that, he's played at a high level. And game one of the year, seeing LeBron on the sideline, laying on his back, and hearing the stories about him having an injection in his back is not a good look. That's why these cats said that they'd take Andre or Anthony Davis. And some people said that they'll take James Harden and they'll take Steph Curry before they take LeBron James. I know. It's sad, but it's true. Mother Nature is undefeated. No, boo to Mother Nature, studio audience. And so that was very interesting last night. Have we seen the best of the quote-unquote king? You know, I refused to call that man the king for many years when I was mad at him. But have we seen the best of this dude? Have we seen the best of LeBron James? Last night was very interesting. I don't know how many people really paid attention to it to the depth that I just talked about it, but that was very interesting. The Bulls last night, they do win though, man. Mirotic has a good game, 19 points, 9 boards. They're very evenly set as a team as well. If they can stay healthy, that's the whole key about Derrick Rose. Can Derrick Rose stay healthy? Last night looked very good. One funny thing that I picked out last night in that game, and they showed the replay a couple of times, man, is your boy Matthew Dellavedova, punk-ass Matthew Dellavedova, cheating-ass Matthew Dellavedova, got his pocket clean picked by Derrick Rose last night. It's just a different level of athlete, man. Derrick Rose, when he's healthy, one of the best in the game, and Matthew Dellavedova should really thank his lucky stars that he still wears an NBA jersey. You know I'm not a fan of that dude. That was one of the real reasons why the Hawks didn't advance last night. He arm-barring folks and, getting folks kicked out of games and starting fights. Can't stand that SOB. So last night, man, the Bulls get it done. Gasol has a tough night. He only goes for 2 points. That's a guy I thought about drafting in one of my fantasy drafts. I'm glad I didn't. So the Bulls win last night. No big deal. Just one game. I'll talk about it coming up in the next segment, who I like to play in the NBA Finals. And also last night, late, I talked about it, how I fell asleep, man, but the Warriors do get it done. Steph Curry goes for 40 points last night, 6 boards, 7 assists. The man has 24 points in the first quarter. Ball award to Steph Curry on a Wednesday. Man, that boy can play. That boy can play. I mean, there's no other way to say it. That ninja can play basketball. Absolutely love the commercials with him and his brother and their old man, Dale Curry. Yeah, you just won MVP and you sitting in my damn chair. I got that same thing going on in my house. People know not to sit in my damn chair. And I don't know who started that. Maybe Archie Bunker on All in the Family. Man's lazy boy is very special. But Steph Curry goes crazy last night, man. Game 1 for the Warriors, man, as they do beat the Pelicans last night. 111-95. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on the games from last night? Anthony Davis, 18 points. Also has 6 boards. What are your thoughts on the games last night? And also getting the conversation out there, man. Who do you like to play in the NBA Finals this year in the league? All right, so don't go away. When we get back, we'll quickly talk about some birthdays, and I'll get to your chat. And I'm going to tell you who I like to play in the finals once again. Don't go away. This is The Doug Stewart Show. In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, What I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number one independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes!
When it comes to your health and assets, you're used to being in charge. The decisions you make for yourself and your family are important because you know what's best for you and them. But do you have an estate plan in place in case you are not able to speak for yourself? Without an estate plan, decisions regarding your health, finances, even your family can end up being made by someone who doesn't know or understand your wishes. With a My Care plan, you will be in control of all of those important decisions, even if you can't speak for yourself. The My Care plan is a comprehensive estate planning package. It's customized to fit your needs and your wishes. It covers each of the essential parts that make up a full and complete estate plan. My Care plan was developed by attorneys, so there are no add-ons or special charges. Included in your personalized My Care plan is your last will, which states how you want your assets to be distributed upon your passing. A living trust, which allows you to appoint a trustee to oversee the distribution of your assets and allow your family to avoid the high cost of probate court. A healthcare power of attorney. With this document, you appoint the person who will make medical decisions for you if you become unable to do so. And a financial power of attorney. This allows you to name the person who will make financial decisions on your behalf when you cannot. Many people put off estate planning. They think they're too young or it's too expensive. My Care plan is affordable and simple. There's a friendly customer service staff available to answer all of your questions, and you can complete your My Care plan at your own pace in the privacy of your own home. So call My Care Plan now. 912-409-0447. 912-409-0447. The My Care Plan. 912-409-0447.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. This is a Wild Out Wednesday. Thank you for joining your boy. Shouts out to all of the Stewies in the chat room. Tree isn't here today, the producer to the Doug Stewart Show. She had to go take care of some horse business as usual. I mean, golly, she's an equestrian or something like that. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, man. Hey, listen, don't mess with the IRS because they can garnish your wages, take your bank account, and seize your home. Whether you owe the IRS thousands of dollars, or the IRS is garnishing your wages or levying your bank account, or you have several unfiled tax returns, the tax experts at MWB Tax Solutions are here to help you. They can say with 100% confidence they can find a solution to your tax problem, and once they get you out of trouble with the IRS, they'll work with you to keep you out of trouble. That's huge. Call right now at 888-260-9441. and receive a free case review of your situation. Again, that's 888-260-9441 to receive a free case analysis of your tax issues. Immediate solutions for your IRS and state tax problems. Just once again, call 888-260-9441 and tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. All right? We're going to get to some of your chat here in a second. Now, let me do these birthdays, man. Today, celebrating his 60th birthday is the great, and I do mean great. There's no other way you can classify a guy that's got billions of dollars with a B. The great Bill Gates is 60 years old today. Happy birthday to him. Entrepreneur, co-founder of Microsoft. One of the most successful companies in history. Happy birthday to him. He turned 60 today. And let's see who else we got here. Oh, look whose birthday it is today. Turning 66 years old today. And I meant to post this picture last week. But Caitlyn Jenner, that's what they have here. They have Caitlyn Jenner. is 66 years old. And I go on this, we go on this famous birthdays website, and they have a picture of the guy or the person. And they have their name and their birthday. And they have a little line on what they're famous for, or whatever, or why they're quote-unquote a celebrity. So they have Caitlyn Jenner as the name. They have 66 years old, but they have a picture of Bruce Jenner. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm very confused about that whole situation, to be honest with you. But Caitlyn Jenner turned 66 years old today. Mama call him Bruce. I'm going to call him Bruce. Bruce Jenner is 66 years old today. This picture shows Bruce. It don't show Caitlyn. So he's 66 years old. Happy birthday to him. Julia Roberts turns 48 years old today. Good actor. I like Julia Roberts. I don't say she sucks like Nicolas Cage or somebody like that. Or Keanu Reeves, non-acting ass. Happy birthday to her. And who else we got birthdays for today? Joaquin Phoenix, pretty decent. I can't really remember anything off the top of my head that he's appeared in. But he turns 41 years old today. Now, I think that's a damn lie. Happy birthday to Joaquin Phoenix. What movies has this ninja been in? Let's see. Country star Johnny Cash. He played in Gladiator. I remember he played in Gladiator. So, yeah, he's 41. He look older than 41. He must have smoked cigarettes or something like that. Happy birthday to him. And lastly, man, celebrating birthdays today are the Harrison twins. Aaron Harrison and Andrew Harrison, 21 years old today. They got Aaron listed first, so I guess maybe he's a minute or two earlier. You know, they're twins. Now, this is a good place to bring up this conversation. I remember last year, or this past college basketball season, there was a lot of debate on this show, and I guess wrongfully so, about how good of a player or how high these guys would be drafted into the NBA. Now, Aaron, I believe, and don't even get me starting to lie, but Aaron, I think, is the one that's still on the NBA roster. The other one, I don't even think is on the NBA roster. So y'all were telling me that one of these cats wasn't that good. I don't know. Maybe it's confusing to me because they look like the same person, so I get them confused. I don't know. But one of these guys is not even in the league anymore, I think. But happy to them. They made it to the age of 21 at least. Praise his holy name. You might not be in the NBA, but you're still breathing. You can't beat that with a stick. Hey, the number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's go ahead and read some of your chat. Thank you so much for the chat. I really do appreciate it. From Texas Ty says, Time and Nutsi, undefeated champions of the world. I mentioned that earlier, how Mother Nature or Father Time, I think I actually said Mother Nature. JB Jennings says, KC, I think Doug meant Father Time. Yeah. I think I might have said Mother Nature, but I meant Father Time. And talking about LeBron James and having these back issues, I meant to say Father Time is undefeated as far as athletes and getting old and just not being the same dude you was when you were younger. From Encyclopedia Brown, it says, if LeBron played in the West the last 5 years, his team would get bounced in the second round. I don't know how you can make that statement, bruh. Yeah, because you have to consider it's not just LeBron. I mean, it's LeBron with a team around him. So you have a lot of variables missing from that equation. I don't know where you're coming up with that from, bruh. From Sluggo, Curry will straight embarrass your ass. He'll have you reaching for that ish there. I mean, Curry plays like a ghost. Like, they should call him the Ghost. Does Steph Curry have a name? A nickname? They call him Chef Curry because of that commercial. He needs a name. And I think Ghost is probably an accurate nickname for Steph Curry. Because you're right. You reach for dude and he's not there. You saw that a lot of times last year. He got so much handle with the basketball, man, and he's so tricky with the basketball, and you're right. He put that little crossover on you or that little back behind the back thing that he does and get you on your heels and you reaching and you falling all over the place because you can't stay in front of dude. Maybe that's a good nickname. Maybe we should do a petition for the rest of the media and the rest of the world to call Steph Curry Steph the Ghost Curry. I like that. The Ghost. I just came up with that. What do we got here? from Mocha Bella, I don't hear that, but the U need someone to get them back to where they are. I guess they're talking about the University of Miami. They're struggling right now. From Cornelia Small, folks been hating on Curry for years. Some people thought he shouldn't have gone 7th in the draft. Now, everybody that went before him, Griffin and Harden, are the only ones that are close. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest about it. If you thought Steph Curry was going to be this good, especially after the first couple of years of his career, because he had all the injury issues with the ankles. He had, real flimsy ankles. Like Grant Hill had all those real flimsy ankles throughout his career. Never really achieved the greatness that a lot of people thought that he would. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Steph Curry had the same issues. Plus, he's a slight dude, a real small dude. Let's be honest. The NBA is a league of big guys, tall guys. How often you walk down the street and you see a 6'10" dude? You rarely, you rarely are at the mall or just out in the street, downtown or wherever, at church, and a 6'10" dude is in the crowd. So it's a league full of tall guys, big guys. And, when you're tall, they'll find you. And they're at a premium in the NBA. And they don't go out looking for small guys for a reason, because small guys against big guys don't work. So I'd sit here and be lying to you if I thought Steph Curry would be this good. I didn't think Steph Curry would be half this good in the NBA. Yeah, great college player. Davidson had a nice little run in the tournament, but you didn't expect this. You didn't expect MVP Steph Curry, and that's what he's done, man. So he has really, really shocked the world, and it's legit. I mean, after last year, after what I saw last night in that first quarter, after what this guy finished the game with last night, it's legit. I mean, it wasn't for fake. It was for real. And I think you're going to see a lot more of that. And as a matter of fact, speaking of which, I'm going to talk about my picks here in a second, and Steph Curry plays very prominently in those picks. Yeah. Matter of fact, we are a little bit late. We got to go to a break right now. And I meant to do it this segment, but next segment when we get back, we'll read more of your chat, and let's talk about the NBA Finals. Who you like to play in the Finals? Who do you think is going to win it all this year? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not picking the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Not going to do that. Not going to pick the Timberwolves. No way, no how. Been burned once, never happen again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That ain't going to happen. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. You'd be crazy. You think I'm picking the Doug Stewart Show. Your season-long fantasy football lineup is locked in and ready for action, but you don't have to wait until Week 16 to get paid. Put your fantasy skills to the test starting Sunday at DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football site, where you could kick the season off by winning $2 million. It's the biggest fantasy football contest ever. $10 million in prizes are up for grabs, including $2 million for first place and $1 million for second. 1 week fantasy means no season-long commitments. It's fantasy football on demand. Play where you want, when you want, with the players you want, and turn your love of football into a life-changing payday. Just pick your players, pile up the points, and pick up your cash. That's it. You've never experienced football like this. This isn't fantasy as usual. This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and use promo code Spreaker to play for free for a shot at part of $10 million in Sunday's Millionaire Maker event. Enter Spreaker for free entry now, only at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
To give you the history on this Doug Stewart and Tree Taylor battle in Trivia Crack. We just started playing last week. We played 3 games. I won the first one in handily fashion. And then Tree has come along to beat me 2 times in a row. All right. Now, I blame Trivia Crack for asking me dumbass questions about romance comedies from the 1980s. That's who I blame. But she's won. And I got to give her credit. What? I knew you were going to jump.
Like, when you talk about women, Tree has come along.
You got nothing to do with you being a woman.
No, I showed up.
Oh, wait. Did you just... What? Oh, my gosh. Did she just call me the N-word? Damn. We made Doug Stewart Show history just now. As many times as I've almost uttered that term, you did it! And we don't have 7-second delay.
I'm fired.
You getting the BPA. You nominated for a Boiled Penis Award.
No.
Yes, you are. The first time in the Doug Stewart Show history, someone utters the N-word.
I'm sick of you.
You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Good thing we, on radio, traditional radio, the FCC be beating down my damn door right now. They're already looking for a reason to try to put me out of business. And you come up with this. Golly, true. You're better than that.
That girl is poison. You never trust a big button to smile.
Stewies, what's up? Tree here to talk about your home security and the security experts at Strickland Security. Everything the team at Strickland Security does is focused around increasing the security of your home, protecting your family, and your business. Most home security companies, especially the larger ones, want to sell you a cookie-cutter alarm system that maximizes their profits, but not your security. The team at Strickland Security will install a customized alarm system that meets your budget and your security needs. This Atlanta-based company is here to solve all of your security problems. Whether you need your alarm system repaired, surveillance cameras installed, or your door locks replaced, Strickland Security is the solution. Don't wait. Call the experts at Strickland Security today. For more information, go to their website at stricklandsecurity.com or give them a call now at 800-422-9075. That's 800-422-9075 and tell them Tree sent you.
Okay, when we pull this song up, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, I'm trying to Google it right now, but this is the great New Shoes, and I'm going to guess this was mid-'80s, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Yes, 1985. Nothing says 1985 more than this song, man, the great New Shoes. Man. So in 85, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. In 1985, your boy was a freshman/sophomore in high school. Now, if you're from the Low Country, if my man Chucktown Frank is listening to this, it was called Streamers. I was going to ask somebody what was the club called. There was this teen club that we used to hang out in North Charleston called Streamers. And all I remember is this song playing in there during that era. So, yeah, that's 1984, 1985. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Chucktown Frank, you remember Streamers? Off of Rivers Avenue? Oh, man. Then we had Starlight Skate Center, too, which was in North Charleston. Man, great times, man. New Shoes. That's when you had that era where there was a couple of different, Latino groups, and they had all of that same type sound music right now that you just heard from the great New Shoes, like this type of stuff. They were, taking over the music industry. Them. What was that other group called? Menudo. Remember Menudo? And this club that I'm telling you about, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, this club I'm telling you about, it was called Streamers. It was a mixed club, which meant that, it was black kids and white kids in there. We had a great time, man, and they played a variety of different music. I don't think they were, matter of fact, during that time, they were probably playing nothing but maybe they got on once or twice a night. They got on the Sugar Hill Gang or something like that. This was 85. So rap really hadn't emerged. I always say the golden era of hip-hop was 87, 88, where Run DMC came on the scene. But before that, DJ might mix in a little bit of, Sugar Hill Gang, a little Treacherous 5 or something like that. But you'd hear more time than not. You'd hear something like this in the club back in 85. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, we reminisce over you. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Hey, man, you need tickets for a sporting event or for a concert or something like that, man, holla at my folks at Gistix.com. That's Jistix.com. The site and the company was developed by fans for fans, okay? So you're not talking about just sports. You're talking about entertainment, anything that has to do with getting tickets. Holla at my folks from Gistix, Jistix.com. They're former military people, so they give discounts if you're former military or if you're DOD, all right? So make sure that you get your tickets and see what they got going on Gistix.com. They also sell sports memorabilia, all right? So that's big. Gistix.com, that's Jistix.com, and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Yes, sir. All right, so I've been mentioning it all day long that I'm going to pick my teams, and I told you I'm not going to, go out in a limb on anybody. I did that one time over the last 15 years, a couple of weeks ago, man. I did it for Georgia Tech. And my system has always been to make the safe pick. And for some reason this year I was feeling real froggy, and so I leapt. Or I leaped, however you say that word. And I picked Georgia Tech, and that's never, ever going to happen again. So who I like coming out of the Eastern Division or the Eastern Conference is, I guess I should do a drum roll or something like that. I am the host of the show. And coming out of the East this year is the Cleveland Cavaliers. I know. But damn it, Vegas says they're going to make it. And I don't see any reason why they shouldn't. So I'm taking Cleveland coming out of the East, and coming out of the West, I'm taking the Golden State Warriors. Shut up! Ooh, y'all real unruly today. That's right, I'm taking Golden State. I don't see any reason at all. There's nothing that happened in the offseason that shifted the power from these teams to another team in either conference. None at all. Even though LeBron's got this issue with his back right now, they'll sit LeBron a couple of weeks and straighten that out before he's not 100% before they go into the playoffs. I mean, the Golden State Warriors bring back their entire starting five. They have everybody, okay? They got Andrew Bogut back, who's healthy, but you can't really count on him. I really love the Festus Ezeli guy, even more than Bogut. So I don't know if that's an issue at all. You got Draymond Green back, Harrison Barnes back. These guys are a year older, a year wiser, a year better, more accustomed to the NBA. They're young as all get up, but they got the MVP, and outside of barring injury, I like Golden State to make it. And then you know what it is with the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. The reason I'm picking Cleveland is because simply they got LeBron. And they got all of their pieces back. Last year, you know what happened. They were out without Kevin Love for the most part for the entire playoffs. Then your boy Kyrie Irving got hurt. They didn't have him for the finals. So they were, depleted. And if they're healthy, once again, I'm factoring in health. If they're healthy, I don't see any reason why they don't make it back to the finals. There's no other team that switched the power or picked up a free agent where I thought that I should put them over these two teams. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to go on a limb anymore. I'm just not going to do it. I'm sorry. And so in the finals, I got Cleveland taking on Golden State again and winning it all this year. Winning it all this year is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Oh, you like that? You like that? Yeah, the studio audience likes that. They hate everything else, but they like that. Simply put, and this is the rationale I use for Peyton Manning throughout his career. Peyton Manning was just too great not to have a Super Bowl win on his resume. So I knew he would win one. I really feel like that he was so great that he probably should have at least two, okay? So for that reason alone, I've always thought from day one, or when we realized Peyton was the real deal, probably his second year, that at some point this guy is going to win a Super Bowl because that's just the way it happens. Tremendously, all-time greats, they win championships most of the time. If you're talking about the elite of the elite, you're talking Michael Jordan, you're talking Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, even though he's a cheater. They usually find a way to win the ring, okay? So Peyton did it. LeBron in this case is one of the elites. You're talking about top 2 or 3 players of all times. And it just seems like to me that LeBron James should have more than one championship. Okay? It just seems like that to me. And I think this is the year that he wins it all again. And he's already got 2, so he should have multiple. And so I think this year the Cleveland Cavaliers, they win. They win it all. Against the Golden State Warriors. What are your thoughts on that? Who do you have in the NBA Finals? Who do you like to win it all? Do you disagree with my rationale? Do you think it's Golden State's to win? I can understand, totally understand, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I can totally understand if you think that the Golden State Warriors is a dynasty in the making. I mean, let's be honest about it. They are a very young team, as I mentioned earlier. They are a very young team. They got all of the pieces. They got great coaching. They did it in Steve Kerr's first year. Speaking of which, backs, he's got a back issue as well. He didn't coach last night. Luke Walton was on the sideline for the Golden State Warriors. So if you think that the Golden State Warriors are going to go on some type of monumental run where they win 2, 3, 4 championships in a row, it's totally understandable. And really, that's the only question that I kind of toiled with when making the decision. On one hand, do you take Golden State because they are a dynasty in the making? Or on the other hand, do you say LeBron James is that great of a player historically where he's going to win more championships? You know? And they took him to 6 games last year without Kyrie, without Kevin Love. And so ultimately, I put it on a scale, and I said I'm taking the Cleveland Cavaliers. What are your thoughts on that? 404-382-0338. Let me read some of your chat. From Miss Mocabella, LBJ ain't winning no championship in Cleveland. It's all about Golden State or San Antonio. From Vince Wright, Ron, it sucks being a Minnesota sports fan right now. I don't feel like I'm going to the game Saturday. From Nino the Rhino, Doug, forget about the Heat years. From Braun, oh yeah, I said Braun. He's got 2, but I feel like he's going to win multiple. Which I feel like he's going to win his 3rd this year. From J-Rob, Texas Tide, the Bucks did go to the Eastern Conference Finals against the 76ers with Iverson. We took them 7 games. He's going way back. I'm going to skip over that. From Run CNC, the last few years that the Lakers fan I hate can't have Duncan get his 6 or Bron getting any more chips, so let's go Warriors or Heat. It's been very, very tough to be a Lakers fan over the last couple of years. But I will say this to you. My man Run CNC. Just relish in the fact that most of the times it's good being a Lakers fan than not. Okay? Just relish in the fact that them 16 banners in the rafters. Okay? And whenever somebody starts talking trash about the Lakers, you tell them and you ask them, how many rings y'all got? That's right. I said it. Damn it. And you will be rewarded at some point. You will be rewarded at some point. The organization, the legacy of that organization is just too great. Even though a couple of monkeys trying to spoil the show, it'll be all right, brother. It'll be all right. From Dobby, I think Doug forgot about what San Antonio did to Houston, but I'll Golden State 2, or I go Golden State 2. Yeah. From Duke 1911, don't sleep on the Spurs. They do have LaMarcus Aldridge. But I think that the age is going to catch up with them this year with Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and Duncan. At some point, them ninjas got to hit the wall. And I think this is the year. Now, they got Kawhi Leonard. They got LaMarcus Aldridge, as I just said. I don't like them better than I like Golden State. I absolutely love them. I love them. I love Houston. Despite the fact they got Dwight Howard on their team, a lame. There's a bunch of great teams in the West, as it is every single year. But I don't think any of those teams, even today, are better than the Golden State Warriors. Like, there's no reason to think that Golden State's going to take a step back. There's absolutely none. You know? So that kind of supersedes everything else to me. You know? Maybe San Antonio ekes out one more fantabulous. I'm trying to say fantabulous and fantastic all the same thing. But I doubt it. If I had to bet, if it was my money and you had a gun to my head, I'd say Golden State wins the West. All right, when we get back from the break, all I'm going to do is read chat. That's all I'm going to do is read chat. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedugstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
Vegas, I believe, is the only state, or Nevada is the only state where they have legalized prostitution in these whorehouses, and they call them brothels, and it's not in the city limits of Vegas in that particular county. It's like the next county over, and I've just heard all of this on the street. I just heard about this, but this is how it actually is. So like one county over, if you drive, and I think this story said it's like 70 miles where Lamar Odom was found, this next county over, they have legalized whorehouses. The technical term is brothels. Yes, Tree.
I mean, I'm going to say something that may surprise you. To be honest with you, like, they need to legalize it everywhere because...
Whoa. Wait a minute, Aunt Esther.
No. This is real talk here.
Okay.
The government has no business telling people where they can fling their cat, get their vitamin D. It's not up to the government to decide that. So while I wouldn't choose that as my lifestyle, shout out to Nevada for understanding that that's that woman's body.
Yeah.
And she can do what she wants with it.
In theory, I 100% agree with you. I didn't know we were going to start this social conversation on whores and whorehouses in America, but yeah, I agree with you, Tree.
I'm telling you, just stop it, government, and legalize the kitty.
Legalize? Wait a minute. I think we got a new moniker now for the show. Legalize the kitty.
Sports talk. Straight, no chaser.
Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. We're doing some huge things here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the Doug Stewart Show, and the biggest thing being broadcasting other shows. That's right, we're executive producing other shows and playing them on my network. You may have a fantastic show or podcast, but do you have listeners? We got listeners. Over 9,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show on the Spreaker platform, as well as over 200,000 plus listens to the network itself. So here's what you do. Go to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and search the Doug Stewart Show or Stewart Media and Entertainment and get all the details. Or just hit up the producer, Tree, at TreeAtTheDougStewartShow.com. That's spelled Trei. Tree at TheDougStewartShow.com, and come and do business with us on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes! Hour number 2, baby! Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Wild Out Wednesday. October 28, 2015. So y'all know I got homecoming this weekend. At the illustrious South Carolina State University. And there lies the problem. I got homecoming this weekend, and we still have the Two Live Stews show on Saturday morning on 640 WGST as well as iHeartRadio. So what I've decided to do, you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, because I'm a pro, what I've decided to do is I'm going to do it old school style like Tom Joyner. You know Tom Joyner got his nickname the Fly Jock because when he first started in radio, he used to do like 2 shows in 2 different places. So he literally used to board like a private or a commercial jet or something like that and fly from one city to the other and do 2 different radio shows. Now, why back in 1970-something or whatever when Tom Joyner started, they couldn't find one other ninja to do a different radio show, I don't know. But that's how they do us, though. That's how they do us. You know, it's 5 black actors in Hollywood. 5. If Morris Chestnut don't get the job, then Denzel gonna get it. If Denzel don't get the job, then Samuel Jackson gonna get it. If Samuel Jackson don't get the job, it's like 2 other ninjas, Idris Elba and 2 other dudes that get all the damn jobs. Like, why is it necessary to give one ninja? And I love the great Tom Joyner, and this no disrespect to him. I'm talking about the situation, the scenario. You couldn't find one other black person in America to do your damn But anyway, so Tom Joyner used to fly from one city to the other, and that's why he got the name Fly Jock. So I got that issue because I need to be in Orangeburg Friday night, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, which, by the way, Friday we're doing a best of show. So I need to be in Orangeburg Friday night, but after the festivities, either late Friday night or early Friday morning, I'm going to drive back to Atlanta. So you can call me the drive jock. And I'm not going to drive. I've already got one of my line brothers to agree to drive back. So you're talking 4 hours so I can, prep and, get up on some stories. And really the show is really kind of based on what happened in the previous week, most of the stuff. Then we also talk about preview the games coming up that weekend in college and pros. So short that we don't get a lot of time to get into detail. So really it's just the stews having fun and a good time. And Ryan talking about how he got arrested. Oh, I haven't even talked about that this week. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So Ryan revealed this past weekend a very, very tragic story that happened to him at homecoming one year at South Carolina State where he got arrested and for speeding or whatever it was. I think he talked about it. And he was going like 80 in a 35 or something crazy like that on his motorcycle. It's a long, long story. They took his ass to jail. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. They took his ass to jail. And so he went in, man, and somehow or another, I can't remember it wasn't the whole thing about him having one phone call. And we did have cell phones. I think we had cell phones back during that time. I'm pretty sure we did. But what happened is he was with somebody. You know how the little motorcycle guys, they hang out together and they drive fast together, which is very, very stupid. I don't get that. So one of the dudes that was with Ryan, this was on a Friday. We had just got there. He had a pocket full of money. This was before the Two Live Stews. So this was probably like 98, 99 or something like that. He still had his little NFL money or whatnot. So he brought his bike to Orangeburg. He had a Hayabusa. I think that's the name of the bike. And so he was, in his little leather stuff, and he's flying around Orangeburg. They don't play that in a little small town like that, Ninja. So they took his ass to jail. One of the dudes that was riding with him, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, one of the dudes that was riding with him got word to me, hey, man, your brother just got locked up. And, oh, my gosh, it was a panic because this was a Friday night. You know what it is on Friday. You get locked up on Friday, your ass ain't getting out on Monday, especially during homecoming weekend. I would imagine his ass probably wasn't going to get out till Thursday. So somehow the word got back to me, and I started thinking, oh, my gosh, what can I do? Who can I call? And lo and behold, for one of the few times a real discernible difference in life, the frat came into play. And so I thought about a bruh that knew a bruh and made a call. And in effect, got his ass out. Within 2 hours, he was back on them streets. And now I hope they don't go back and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show and look at the records and find out some foul play or some behind the door, under the table type stuff went down. But this ninja was in jail. Probably not going to get out till Wednesday or Thursday of the next week. Once again, this is homecoming. This is a small town. A lot of people got a lot of stuff going on. Ain't nobody got time to have no hearing and let you out on Monday. No. This man was in jail eating cornbread and bumming for Lucy's and back on them streets in 2 hours. And it's all because of the illustrious Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Yes, sir. For that alone was worth me paying that $225 to pledge back in 1990. Yes, sir. And I think they pay like $1,500 or something crazy right now. Me and my LBs paid $225 back in 1990, and it might be $2,000. It might be $2,000 or whatever. And so there's a lot of times, man, I feel like I'm not going to get into issues with the frat or whatever. You know, a lot of things about the frat and how it's changed has kind of made me mad over the last couple of years about the direction of a lot of things. I'm not going to get into it. I don't think I should. I don't think it's proper protocol. But a lot of times it does come into play, man. The fraternity and the bond and the relationships and the people you know, it can help, man. It can definitely help. And so Ryan, he has never, and they told him, the guy, the bruh that made it possible for him to get out, he says, listen to me, bruh. You better thank your brother. And you better thank, the chapter that they knew the right people to call to make this happen. Because this just doesn't happen. But I'm going to say this before I let you go. We don't want to see your black ass in Orangeburg ever again. By the time the sun goes down, you need to be gone. It was like one of those Western movies or something like that. We don't want to see your face in this town when the sun goes down. And that man has never stepped back foot in that town in close to 20 years because of that day. Yes, sir. Yeah. True story. So he won't be back down there this weekend either, but I will be back Saturday morning now. I will probably be alcohol dead, but y'all know that I can do a show alcohol dead. Y'all know that. I mean, I'm a pro. Shut up. I'm a pro. You will never be able to tell that I have been driving all night, drinking all night, stepping all night, eating brew or eating chicken, drinking brew all night. You will never know. You will never know. I am a pro, okay? I am a pro's pro. So the show might sound a little bit different. My voice might sound a little bit different Saturday morning, but just know that I'm a pro and it's going to be all right. Yes, sir. We're going to make it do what it do, baby. We're going to make it do what it do. All right, when we get back from the break. Couple of NFL stories, man. Couple of NBA stories, too, man. Kobe Bryant makes his debut tonight. 20 years. 20 years, and he's going to start. We'll talk about that. I'll read more of your chat. We'll do what we do right here on the Doug Stewart Show. A true professional. That's right. Don't go away. We're back. The Two Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on WGST. It's sports talk with hot sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, at Hagen-Law.com for making it happen.
640 WGST in Atlanta. Search 640 WGST on iHeartRadio worldwide.
Yes! In life, things happen, good and bad, and being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, What I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number one independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your number one advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975 and work it out.
The world's heavyweight champion of sports and guy talk radio. This is the Doug Stewart Show, the realest, treeless show in America. Thank you so much for joining your boy. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. All right, we're going to get into some basketball here in a second. Talk a little NFL as well. Lakers back on the floor tonight. Can't wait for that. But serious kind of conversation here. You remember on Good Times, they used to obviously crack a lot of jokes, and JJ used to dynamite and all of that stuff, but they also used to talk about some serious issues. They used to mix in serious issues once in a while. This is kind of a serious thing here, man. Are you a parent? Have you had the talk with your child? There's now a guide to help parents with this somewhat difficult conversation. Dr. Katina Davis Kennedy of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, has published a book, Let's Talk STDs. That's right, a guide to prepare parents for the talk. Use this vital information to avoid your child becoming another statistic on the CDC list. Let's Talk STDs is now available on all online bookstores like Amazon.com and BarnesandNobles.com. Do not wait. Educate your child before it's too late. Once again, the name of the book, and you can find it on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles and all of that. Let's Talk STDs, a guide to prepare parents for the talk. And make sure you tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you, okay? I really would appreciate that. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. Tonight, the Los Angeles Lakers get back on the floor. Kobe Bryant is expected to be a starter. Yeah. Taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm very interested to see about those guys, man, and the new team, the very young team that they trot out there on the floor tonight for the Timberwolves as well. But Kobe Bryant's coming into his 20th year, man, 37 years old. You talk about playing a lot of basketball. I mentioned that earlier about LeBron James. But Kobe Bryant, 20 years for the Los Angeles Lakers, man. And I just like to say as a Laker fan, Kobe, thank you very much for your many years of greatness. You are killing us right now, though, with this money. You are absolutely killing us right now. But it's hard to say anything negative about the Bean, man, Vino. The Black Mamba. It's very hard to say anything negative about him. But he is absolutely killing us right now with this salary and all of this stuff we paying this joker, man. So all I'm wishing is that the dude can just stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, man, I'm happy. Just be healthy. Just stay healthy. We probably aren't going to win a lot of games. If we can make the playoffs, I'll be happy. If we can get an A seed, I'll be happy. But it doesn't seem like that's probably the case because the last 3 years he hadn't been able to finish the season. So the Lakers get back on the floor tonight. I cannot wait to see that. Do you have that league pass? You better have it. Me and Ryan's been talking about it on the 2 Live Stews on Saturday mornings on 640 WGST. Because of that league pass, man, I see all Lakers games. You better believe that. It's not just this year I've had the league pass. I kind of call it part of my job. And so I've had the league pass for many, many years. Make sure you do have that. Also, man, a little NFL news and note. The Texans do say goodbye. They part ways with Ryan Mallett. You know, dude missed a flight this past weekend. And they cut him. And I said it Monday. Okay. I saw Ryan Mallett firsthand earlier this year when the Falcons just destroyed them. He absolutely sucks. He shouldn't have been in the NFL in the first place. And the only reason he was in the NFL because he, quote unquote, looks like the prototypical quarterback. 6'5", 230 pounds. He looks like Tarzan, but he plays like Jane. I don't know if he was going to get another job. I doubt it. If you watch this guy play, he absolutely sucks, but he missed a plane this past weekend. Supposedly, they feel like he's been sulking because he's been replaced as starter by Brian Hoyer, and so he's on them streets. He'll probably get another shot, though. Let's just be honest. He'll probably get another shot, but he sucks. The only person that sucks more than him is Zach Mettenberger. And also, Jason Pierre-Paul and the New York Giants come to an agreement that he's going to probably come back in week 10 or 12. From the injury he sustained this summer where he blew off his damn finger. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So they're looking for week 10 or week 12 for him to be in football shape. And I guess that hand healed enough where he can get back out there and help the New York Giants. So that's a little New York news, a little New York stew, a football stew for you on the Doug Stewart Show. Let me read some of your chat from Al Thompson. He says maybe he didn't know the mic was on. Ooh, did I say something else that I shouldn't have said over the air and the mic was on? I didn't know it. From Coop, a hungover Doug, and a line-stepping Ryan, last show for the Stews on GST. Don't say that, bruh. Don't say that. From Vince Wright, he says, stay off them streets, bruh. No drinking and driving. No, I'm not going to drink. Oh, so that's what somebody was talking about earlier. No, you didn't hear me say I'm going to have one of my line brothers has agreed to drive me back? Yeah, and this is a guy that doesn't drink. Nah, bro, I don't get down like that. From Uncle Mike, Pulp Fiction, you've lost your L.A. privileges. I don't know exactly what happened. From Encyclopedia Brown, drinking and driving, Doug. No. Wait a minute. Did I? Okay, maybe I was talking fast and y'all missed that part when I said one of my line brothers, this whole Saturday thing I'm trying to pull off, is going to drive me back early Saturday morning. Okay, and this is a dude, this is always a couple of brothers that don't drink. Maybe they had a bad experience once in their life. Maybe their daddy used to beat them or something when he came home drunk. But this dude don't drink. And so he's agreed to drive me back Saturday morning because I am going to be real slizzard the night before. I mean, there's just no other way to say it. That's what I do. Nah, but I'm not going to be drunk and driving. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it, Stewies. Your boy ain't stupid. The 47 problem had to come back in the chat on that, Doug. The craft has bailed the brother out many, many times. Cable toe. Yeah, talking about, if you didn't know, man, me and Ryan are also Prince Hall Masons as well. We both came in into masonry back in 2000. That's right. Yeah, St. James Lodge number 4 in the ATL. Yeah, you're right. And I didn't say that and talk about how the frat, just the Qs, were able to to get Ryan bailed out of jail. No, all of these fraternities and different organizations, man, the Masons, the Qs, the Kappas, the Noops, or the Noops, the Alphas or whatever, the Sigmas. Membership does have its privileges. You remember they used to have those T-shirts used to say that? Membership does have its privileges. And yeah. Let's see, from Al Thompson, Cornbread and Lucy's. That's a good fancy team name. That's right, Cornbread and Lucy's. From Cornelia Small, Slugger, we can't work together. Everybody want to get theirs or do it their own way. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Tree's not here today, so the chat is kind of disjointed a little bit. From Coop, the last time Ryan ever went to South Carolina State's homecoming, true story. That's a very true story. From Slide, the sports guy, I know Orangeburg is real country, but I'm thinking, do they have phones in Orangeburg? They do have phones in Orangeburg, Doug. No, I didn't say that. I was trying to remember whether we had cell phones or not, and I think we had cell phones because I wasn't in a place where I could get a phone call. So it wasn't a landline. I didn't mean, damn, man, I'm very confusing to y'all today. My bad. Or maybe y'all just not listening properly. What I was saying is, if you know how it is at homecoming, I'm not in one place where you can call the house phone and find me. So I'm thinking that the scenario is that I was on the streets and I had a cell phone, and so somebody that was there and saw what went down was able to reach out to me on cell phones. I didn't say Orangeburg, even though it's a little small town, doesn't have house phones. From Al Thompson, no run is called cheering for the Cavs, no matter who the best player on the team is. LeBron, Mark Price would be free, whomever. From Uncle Mike, I missed a Leon back in Troll, bring it back. I don't know what they're talking about. Imagine if Curry flopped and drove to the basket more, he'd probably average about 35 a game. That's from RC. And I guess he's talking about LeBron James flopping. And James Harden supposedly flopping, getting a lot of calls. From J-Rob, James Harden, I can't stand watching him play. Hopefully he'll stop flopping this year, but I doubt it. Watching Steph Curry, though, now that's a player. I don't know about you. I don't know why. I absolutely love watching James Harden. And I guess you're saying that because he goes to the free throw a lot, because of that little first step thing that he does to the left side of the basket. He's unstoppable. I mean, he is unstoppable. His game is unstoppable. His game works for him. Okay? So I don't know why you don't like watching James Harden. I absolutely love watching that ninja play, man. That dude can play. And he has patented moves. Everybody had patented moves. And James Harden's patented move is one step, and he's to the basket, left hand layup, and 9 times out of 10 he converts, and he gets fouled. I don't have a problem watching James Harden. Now, his teammate, with his broke-ass game, Dwight Howard, I don't like watching that ninja. But James Harden, I absolutely love watching that dude play. All right, when we get back from the break, man, all we're going to do is read chat. That's all we're going to do. Don't go away. Keep it locked. This is The Doug Stewart Show. Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's Stu for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
Let me read more of this chat before I get out of here. Oh, my gosh. Okay, my man K3000. Yeah. If you're new to the show, K3000, he's kind of long-winded. We love him, though. So I guess this is why Tree's playing this music in the background. He says, Dougie, I feel you. People love making fun of people when they get caught doing something semi-wrong, like receiving extra, like, free shrimp. But they don't realize that a lot of these guys are effing starving and that they're effing restricted from even signing their name for gain. You give me a damn scholarship and I'm supposed to sign over all my damn rights, all my money-making potential. And if I don't comply, then you blackball me so that I can't make it to the next level to actually receive a check. GTFOH, he did a bunch of GTFOHs. CSI, this is the ish I'm pissed off about too. That's like dude from Ohio State that actually went to court to get the rule changed and then got blackballed and lost that life. GTFOH, a lot of them. I'm totally with you, Dougie. I'm totally with you. Thank you, K3000. I'm with me too. From sporting events, concerts, and plays, Gistix has the best tickets for them all. The owner, a veteran and military spouse, founded the company set on delivering affordable prices for all the top events. Also, they sell 100% authentic signed memorabilia and quality fan merchandise. It's a one-stop shop for fans. Gistix was founded in 2014 by 4 fun people with military and DoD backgrounds that are fans of everything entertainment. They work hard at helping fans like us discover tickets for live entertainment at a great price, providing hard-to-find authentic sports items and merchandise. And they offer Easter eggs that give fans additional opportunities to purchase unique items. Active and non-military members receive an additional discount on event tickets and fan merchandise items as a thank you for your service. Again, Gistix is founded by fans, and they listen to other fans to understand the importance of service, price, and quality across the board for entertainment, memorabilia, and merchandise. Check them out at Gistix.com, spelled Gistix.com. Again, Gistix.com. That's Gistix.com. If you're not doing what the hell are you doing, this is the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah, I just thought about it, man. I really haven't put that much thought into this. This is going to be a long weekend. It's going to be a vainglorious weekend. But it's going to be a long weekend. I'm kind of like the, I guess you'd call it one of the overseers or one of the main factors to this huge party we're having this weekend in Orangeburg called the Unity Party. It's kind of like the first time it's ever been done for homecoming, where everybody's coming together to have one big party, and all of the benefits, all of the proceeds, every single penny is going to the university. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So obviously, because I do this type of thing all the time, I was kind of contracted to help with orchestrating the whole thing on the administrative side. So we got to do walkthroughs, and we got to make sure everything's in line, man. So it's just going to be a lot to try to fit into, man. It's going to be crazy. But don't forget, we will be doing the 2 live studios on Saturday morning on 640 WGST, as well as iHeartRadio. Just your boy, my daughter is going with me as well. This is her first time going to homecoming. Both my daughters, my oldest and my middle daughter, are going with me. So Brianna, who goes to the University of South Carolina Upstate, she's going to meet us down there. And then my middle daughter, Kayla, who's a freshman at the University of West Georgia, she's riding with me down there on Friday, me and a couple of my LBs. So it's going to be a crazy weekend, man, a fantastic weekend. If you're going to Orangeburg, man, if you listen to the show and you went to South Carolina State, you're going to homecoming, man, you need to get your tickets right now. They're $10 right now, but at the door they're not going to be $10. Let me just put it like that. Today is the last day as well to get a table, a VIP table. So even if you didn't go to South Carolina State and you've always wanted to go to a slamming HBCU homecoming and see what it's really like, you hear everybody talk about it, this weekend is a perfect weekend to do it. My Lions celebrating our 25-year anniversary. Get your tickets at scstateunityparty.com. That's scstateunityparty.com. And come kick it with your boy in the Bird. Yes, sir. Ryan's still not going to come, though. Gun shy. Hey, this segment is brought to you by my folks from Strickland Security. Strickland Security, man, has over 55 years of combined experience in the business of alarm systems. They can give you the basic alarm system starting at just $15. That's right. Protect your home for just $15. Or they can give you the big boy alarm system. Or they can even come in there and fix the alarm system that you have. They aren't trying to upsell you or anything like that. Stand-up guys. Have your family and yourself as best interest, in their best interest. So, holler at my folks online at StricklandSecurity.com. That's StricklandSecurity.com, and tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Let me read some of your chat here. Oh, yeah, happy birthday. I saw it in the chat room. If you're new to the show, man, me and the Stewies, kind of like family, man. We've become family over the last year. Somebody posted, my man Rel Scott posted in the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group yesterday, and you can follow me on social media, all at the Doug Stewart Show. When friends became family and tagged a bunch of people that listen to the show and are in the chat room and that help, run the show in the post, man. It's really a true story. Over the last year, man, we've kind of become family in the chat room, man. We had the Doug Stewart Show weekend, and so we met Thorny Switch a couple of weeks ago, man, and I see in the chat room today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Thorny Switch! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yes, sir. Yeah, you just got a little taste from the Doug Stewart Show and Doug Stewart himself. Tree not even here to battle me. But I gave you the Stevie Wonder version just now, happy birthday. Just off the fly, just off the rip. That's how talented I am with this singing thing. And I hate that I didn't realize that I was such a talented, graceful singer until this year. I would have been singing a long time ago. Well, that's a little taste. Happy birthday, Thorny. Yeah, there you go. That's my wish and my gift to you is me singing. Yes, sir. If you're new to the show, Tree tried to battle sing me the other day. How dare she? And she got her feelings hurt. Now, Tree can sing. Tree is the producer to the show. Tree can sing, but, not like your boy. Your boy just off the cuff just now just belted out a couple verses of Stevie Wonder's Happy Birthday to you. Not a lot of sports talk show hosts can do that. Not a lot at all. If you're new to the show as well, they call me the R&B King. That was a name given to me by the listeners. I didn't give that name to myself. It's real lame when you give yourself a nickname. The listeners dubbed me as the R&B King. So stay tuned. You'll hear me sing every once in a while. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Let me read more of this chat. Now I see everybody giving out shouts out to Thorny Switch. Happy birthday, Thorny. From the Kicking It with Kesey show. I think I got another. Okay, I don't know what that means. He's saying something about something. He's talking about something. We're not even paying attention to that. I guess I need to jump ahead a little bit because now we're getting a bunch of happy birthdays to Thorny. From, who do we got here? From K3000, Lavelle Maestro Love, what up, sir? From Cornelia Small, Uncle Mike, I just upgraded my wife's phone every other year and then get her last phone to get around that ish. I don't know what he's talking about. Cat's having these little personal conversations in the chat room, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. From That Ninja, look how J-Rob, Cedric, Mike, Mocha Sluggo, The 47 Problem, Brian Busa, Cornelius. He's just naming a bunch of people in the chat room. I guess they're having more conversation about us being family. That's fine. Conversation about us being fine is understandable. Being family is understandable. From K3000 Sluggo, if for nothing else, that joint is good for quotes like a good movie. From James, the big truck driver, I hope you keep your eyes on the road and not posting in the chat room, bruh. Stu, I think that person was talking about Leon from the Ladies' Man of Sports Talk, what Ryan used to call himself. Oh, yeah. Yeah, somebody mentioned earlier about Leon and Ryan. I didn't even make the connection, the correlation. My bad. Yeah, Ryan used to call himself the Leon Phelps of Sports Talk Radio before he got married. A lot of things have changed since 2001 to now. A lot. How about 3 kids and a wife for Ryan Evan? That's right. We first started in 2001. Ryan was a bachelor. He was riding motorcycles fast and all of that type stuff. I think he sold the damn motorcycles, got 3 head of kids, just had a daughter a couple of weeks ago, and has been married. So, yeah, that whole Leon Phelps persona thing is kind of out the window. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. From 9 on the Rhino, Harden's game kills the offensive flow. Guys are just standing around waiting on him to create offense. Okay, we talked about this earlier, I guess, but you're taking that from the perspective of his teammates. I'm taking it from the perspective of as a fan. I love watching James Harden. He's just like watching Michael Jordan to a lot lesser degree. But, yeah, I guess you could probably say the same thing about Michael Jordan dominating the ball and killing the offensive flow. If you really wanted to, I don't agree with you on that. I think a lot of people may agree with you. From Al Thompson, unlimited data, Cornelius. Your phone must stay hot with all that streaming. I got unlimited data, too, on my phone. Sprint was doing this thing, and I don't know how y'all got into this conversation, but Sprint was doing this thing where you got unlimited data for like $20 a month with a family plan or something like that, and this has been about 8 years now. And me and my family locked into that, and we've had probably 10 different cell phones, but we ain't never getting out of that particular deal that we had. No way, no how. And every time we upgrade, we get a new phone, they try to talk us into a new plan. We like, hell no. We fine with our plan, unlimited data. You know, my mama got this plan where she has like very, very limited data. Like whenever we go there for Thanksgiving or for Christmas, my kids like zap up all of her data for her internet plan like in the first half a day. So she hates when we come to town. She's got to buy more. She doesn't normally use a lot, so it works for her. But except for when we come down there and my kids just drain and use up the internet, she absolutely hates it and it comes out of her pocket for her. She has to come out of her pocket. But nah, we got like unlimited internet, calling. We pay one flat fee. And every time they try to get us to change our plan, and we just will not do it. We were grandfathered into it. Our plan was grandfathered into the new ways they do things now at Sprint, and we will never change that plan. I'm going to be 70 years old with my original plan from 2010. That ain't going to change. No way. That ain't going to happen. All right, I'm going to read more of your chat when we get back from the break. Thank you, Stewies. Thank you. The realest sports and guy talk show in America, man. If you don't have fun on this show, if you don't feel like you in the barbershop or in your boy's basement playing Madden all day long or under the shade tree back in the country, then something's wrong with you. I mean, something's wrong with, that's a you problem. All right? We have the greatest time in the world around here, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. When we get back from the break, man, we'll wrap up today's show. I'll continue to read some of your chat. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's Stu for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code Stu, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code Stu.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
Let me read more of this chat before I get out of here. Oh, my gosh. Okay, my man K3000. Yeah. If you're new to the show, K3000, he's kind of long-winded. We love him, though. So I guess this is why Tree's playing this music in the background. He says, Dougie, I feel you. People love making fun of people when they get caught doing something semi-wrong. Like receiving extra free shrimp, but they don't realize that a lot of these guys are effing starving and that they're effing restricted from even signing their name for gain. You give me a damn scholarship and I'm supposed to sign over all my damn rights, all my money-making potential, and if I don't comply, then you blackball me so that I can't make it to the next level to actually receive a check. GTFOH, he did a bunch of GTFOHs. CSI, this is the ish. I'm pissed off about too. That's like dude from Ohio State that actually went to court to get the rule changed and then got blackballed and lost that life. GTFOH, a lot of them. I'm totally with you, Dougie. I'm totally with you. Thank you, K3000. I'm with me too. From sporting events, concerts, and plays, Gistix has the best tickets for them all. The owner, a veteran and military spouse, founded the company set on delivering affordable prices for all the top events. Also, they sell 100% authentic signed memorabilia and quality fan merchandise. It's a one-stop shop for fans. Gistix was founded in 2014 by 4 fun people with military and DoD backgrounds that are fans of everything entertainment. They work hard at helping fans like us discover tickets for live entertainment at a great price, providing hard-to-find authentic sports items and merchandise. And they offer Easter eggs that give fans additional opportunities to purchase unique items. Active and non-military members receive an additional discount on event tickets and fan merchandise items as a thank you for your service. Again, Gistix is founded by fans, and they listen to other fans to understand the importance of service, price, and quality across the board for entertainment, memorabilia, and merchandise. Check them out at Gistix.com, spelled Gistix.com. Again, Gistix.com. That's Gistix.com. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Wild Out Wednesday. Tomorrow, Throwback Thursday. As usual. Same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel, all of that. Friday, we're going to be doing a best of show. And Saturday, the return of the Two Live Stews will continue. Although it's going to be hard on you, boy. On 640 WGST. At 11 a.m., as well as iHeartRadio if you're anywhere else in the world. Pass the word. The Stews are back. The Stews are back. Hey, man, have you heard about what the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network has been doing? Big-ass things, like Shirley from What's Happening, big-ass things. That's right. We're doing some amazing things on Fiverr.com. Starting at just $5, you can get a 60-second ad on the show and on the network. We do voiceovers as well. I do a great urban male voice. What else do we do? We do promotion on social media. And the big things that we're doing is, one, we are broadcasting other shows on the network, like the Kicking It with Kesey show and the Poe Politicking show, which will air tomorrow starting at 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. tomorrow, right after my show tomorrow. So if you have a great show, a podcast, no matter where you're at, we can work it out where you can get played or air your show live on the network. You may have a great show, but you may not have a lot of listeners. You don't have a lot of people that know you even do the damn show. So we have that here, close to 10,000 followers on the network, well over 300,000 listens to the network. So we'll give you an opportunity to be heard from the very beginning by a big group of people. Okay, so if you have a show and you like for it to broadcast on the network, or if you have a product and you're a company and you have a product, an event, or you just want to get the name out, you're a philanthropist like my man AK that we had on last week, Equal 4, we can do a infomercial type, interview type promotion on the network as well. So the infomercial is basically talking about your product or whatever that may be, and usually lasts for about 30 minutes to an hour. We've done 2 of them already. We're taping a couple more this week. So we're doing a lot of big things, man. Email me about details about any of those things I just talked about at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. Once again, that's Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. Let's do some business. Ooh, let's see. Chat here from J. Rob. He says, I'm on that T-Mobile. They have a stash of data available that accumulates if you go beyond your limit, and it's free. Okay. From Casey, I mentioned in the last segment how I've got this plan with Sprint that we ain't never going to change. Like if we didn't have the plan that we're on right now, where I use the internet and my phone as much as I do today, in comparison to what I talked about in the last segment, how my mother has this very limited plan at her house, my bill would probably be about $5,000 a month. No lie. Because I literally live on this phone. I conduct a lot of business on this phone. And so, yeah, they keep trying to get us to switch plans whenever we upgrade, and we just not going to do it. We're not going to do it. Every time I go into Sprint and upgrade my phone, my wife always has to talk with me. Listen, no matter what they say, no matter what they try to sell you, do not change your plan. Yeah, they bit off too much, man. They bit off more than they can chew with that plan I got. From Dobby, he says, I got the same Sprint plan, Doug. Laugh out loud. I've had it for 8 years now. Yeah, we've had ours for about 8 years now, where it's just unlimited. When my wife, we went in the store, we first got it, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I can remember my wife being like, listen, now make sure, and are we understanding this correctly? You know, where's the fine print? She made sure. My wife is very meticulous in that type of thing. And like, yeah, unlimited data. Unlimited, or unlimited. Yeah. From Uncle Mike, Verizon put a fork in unlimited data. They won't let you upgrade unless you give up the unlimited data plan. Oh. That's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded right there from the 47 Problem. I remember when the Two Live Stews was on, BlackBerry did a live interview with them. They were so convincing that I went out and bought one. That's right. We were on BlackBerry hard. We actually had an endorsement with BlackBerry. And I can't remember the name of the parent company. It wasn't BlackBerry. It was a company that distributed BlackBerry. And my man, BlackBerry Vince, that was his name. BlackBerry Vince used to come on and talk about BlackBerry products. Yeah, I mean, what? This is 2015. We were on air in 2001. So a lot of things have changed in social media, man. I've been with, from Miss Mocha Bella, she says, I've been with Sprint for almost 13 years. Very good deals on my phone, unlimited data, text messaging, all of that. Yeah. Now, I drop a lot of calls. I'm not going to say a lot. I drop calls with Sprint, but the trade-off is just so tremendous, I'll live with it. Yeah. I'll live with dropping calls every once in a while. No big deal. I'm fine. It'll be all right. We'll call each other back. From Sluggo, unlimited plan from AT&T, but they like to play the slow down game. Now, I don't have no issues with my internet speed or anything like that. Internet's fast as hell. What is it, that 3G stuff or whatever they talk about? I'm good. From Bussa, he says, same here, Doug. I ain't never leaving the plan number 5 phones. From JB Jennings, Sprint service is whack, though, but you can't beat unlimited data. Yeah, so this ain't nothing that I just made up. So a lot of people know exactly what I'm talking about. That unlimited plan that Sprint came out with like 8 years ago, they're probably wishing that they had never done that. Like, it probably backfired on their ass so bad. They're probably losing so much money because of that plan, because I'm not the only one. You know, knowing how the phone business work, the cell phone business work, they be trying to nickel and dime your ass for everything. Ew. So you mean to tell me I pay one simple low price and I have unlimited everything? Sign me up for 10 of them. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. From Texas side, they send me messages saying my data speed is going to slow down halfway through the month. Yeah, my mother, with her plan, like whenever I told you the story how we go down there for the holidays and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and they'll send her like text messages in the middle of the night saying, listen, you're coming very close to using up all your data. And the closer she gets to using up all her data, they'll send her text messages all night long. You can hear her phone ringing, all times of the night, sending her those alerts. And I'm like, man, I understand you're retired and you don't do a lot. You don't need a lot of this, that, and the other. But Ma, your internet data plan on your phone absolutely sucks. And I'm throwing 2 thumbs down to the ground. That turn to the ground. It sucks. But she's fine with it. She's okay with it. Kicking it with Keisha Show. Yes, the new unlimited data is some of the bullish. Laugh out loud. They drop you down to a very slow speed after a certain cutoff point. See, if companies playing games like that, I would leave. And I guess maybe you have a good plan in relative terms, so you're willing to live with the slower service. But that, to me, is very disrespectful as a consumer, as a customer. You know, I grew up with customer service being number one. My first job was at McDonald's. And in McDonald's back then, customer service was all about, it was all about customer service. And nowadays, it's a lot different in restaurants and these fast food places. These kids just no manners, attitude from the high heavens. And I don't like that. And if you disrespect me as a customer long enough, I am gone. I'm out this beach. Texas Tie, limited data is the ish. Man, we having a whole show. Maybe we should do a damn show. Maybe somebody should do a show on cell phones and data plans, or cell phones in general, technology, cell phone technology. Because it sounds like that would translate very well to our listeners. There's a ton of talking here and posting here about this one little offhand comment I made about cell phones. I don't even know how we got back into that, how I got into that. But y'all are killing this chat about the cell phone talk and the data plan talk. From Chucktown Frank, we'll get your phone in Europe. The EU is banning roaming charges and regulating all charges across the board in 2017. I try to avoid using my data by jumping on someone else's Wi-Fi whenever I'm out and about, because that data go quick. Yeah, bro, I couldn't live life like that. Looking at my data and where I'm at, and I got to stop using it. I mean, it's just a stress-free life when you got unlimited data. Like, I would hate being somebody that has a plan. I guess I'm spoiled because of this thing I told y'all about that I got down, and me and my family got down with Sprint back in, 2007. Maybe I'm spoiled, and I don't understand. Maybe that's a normal daily occurrence for most people out there. But that's for the birds. Y'all can keep that. I don't want that. I don't want that. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I don't want that at all. You can get the right music in here. Here we go. For Wednesday. There we go. There we go. I couldn't live like that. F you and your new plan. I'm straight. Every time we go in there. And oh man, we got this great new plan. You sure you don't want to switch to the new plan? Hell no! F you and your new plan. We don't want that. We don't want that. No way. We straight, bruh. We straight. I hope they don't start trying to pull some crap like that where they slow down our service. Y'all the one made the deal. I mean, we pinky squared on it and everything. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We pinky squared on it. No, we had a deal. And I don't want your new stinking deal. I'm straight with the deal I had from 10 years ago. Hey, man, thank you so much for joining your boy on the Doug Stewart Show. Shouts out to the Tree of Life, even though she wasn't here today. Thank you, Tree, for all that you do. Waterhead Walter, thank you, Waterhead, for doing what you do. I really do appreciate it. Dwayne Vasson, Gerald Oliveri, the engineers to the show. They make it happen. As well as to all of the Stewies out there, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Without you, there'd be no me. Yeah! All right, so tomorrow, same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Don't forget, tomorrow at 12 p.m., the Kicking It with Kesey show, and at 1 p.m., the Poe Politicking show as well, right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. All right? All right? Tell one person about the Doug Stewart show, man. I really would appreciate it. Tell one person. That's all we ask. We are really trying to take over the world. We are. But you got to tell people about the show, man. It's guerrilla marketing, man. Grassroots. Grassroots are up around this piece. So tell somebody about the show. All right, tomorrow, same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Peace.